Hello, Henry from Belgium here. Today, LEGO 6274 Caribbean Clipper. Released in 1989, it served as the official Navy ship of the Imperial soldiers from the very first pirates' wave. And while it often lives in the shadow of its infamous counterpart, the Black Seas Barracuda, this ship is a true classic in its own right. Fast, iconic, playful, and just a little rebellious. The set includes 378 parts, including 4 minifigures. No box, unfortunately, but I do have the original manual and a touch of history. Let's be honest, I don't have the box. And yes, that stings a little, mainly because an original box is a piece of art. But this set, complete with box, is rare and quite expensive these days. I found this one while clearing out an attic, got it for a very fair price, and decided to add it to my collection without the box. After all, I'll mainly be using it as a display piece. The manual is an A4 booklet with 20 pages. Clear instructions in 20 steps, with subdivisions where needed. The artwork is minimalistic, and that's exactly how it should be. It keeps the focus where it belongs. I already spot a few fun details, and it instantly brings back memories, because I had this set when I was 11. At the end of the manual, I found a pleasant surprise. The 3 sails, instantly recognizable in white and blue and in good condition, were tucked between the last pages of the instructions. Of course, there are the usual signs of age, but they're not folded, not creased, and completely free of brown stains. Finding them like this really felt like a stroke of luck. Besides the iconic white and blue sails, the Caribbean Clipper includes plenty of other legendary elements that give the ship its distinctive charm. For example, this flag. Originally, LEGO included a stickered version, but the printed version quickly became the new standard. If you still find one with the original sticker, consider yourself a flag collector of status. One word of caution: if the clips are broken, the value drops significantly. The anchor with pulley system with the black original rope is also a beloved play feature. These mast pieces and their accompanying parts are also very recognizable. Also worth highlighting are the 2 working cannons, mounted on red bases and capable of actually firing. Not every region received this shooting version at the time. There are the gold coins, the classic steering wheel, the unmistakable brown hull pieces, and of course, the striking minifigures who crew the vessel. This set includes 4 minifigures, just enough to properly crew the ship. The governor stands out immediately, with his beautiful printed torso, yellow plume, and yellow epaulettes. This exact version only appears in this set. In El Dorado Fortress, for example, he wears a red plume instead. A nice bonus is his printed face, which breaks away from the iconic LEGO smile. This Pirates Wave from 1989 was the very first to experiment with alternative facial expressions. The other 3 figures are Imperial soldiers. They all have the classic smiley face and wear the legendary blue and white uniform with red epaulettes. Not all figures are in perfect condition. Although the prints are still in great shape, I did notice a crack on 2 of them. It's usually in the arms or along the sides, but one of these even has a crack on the back. Luckily, the governor is in near perfect condition. He's actually the most valuable of the 4. Good examples of these minifigs can be surprisingly expensive to buy nowadays. The first thing I do is some preparatory work on the front section of the ship. A few blue bricks, the lower part of the mast, and then the installation of the pulley system with the matching anchor. The string reel holder isn't a particularly rare piece in general, but in this brown version, it is. You'll only find it here, and in the Black Seas Barracuda. The anchor itself appears in about 20 sets. The way you have to raise and lower it is a bit clunky though. A lever mechanism would have been a nicer solution. Next, I prepare the middle section with a few bricks and tiles. And then it's simply a matter of clicking the 3 large hull pieces together. I add several blue flags, a variety of bricks and plates, and then attach the rudder at the back. I'm halfway through the build, and it's definitely worth showing what I've got so far. Personally, I really love all the blue flags. They're so distinctive. They match perfectly with the brown and tie in beautifully with the Imperial soldiers theme. These tiles are another smart design choice. They allow you to place the cannons easily without having to remove the wheel holders. It is a pity that there wasn't enough budget for 4 cannons, but honestly, it still looks really good as it is. Especially because they chose red cannon holders instead of the more common brown ones. It adds a nice visual contrast and gives the ship a few extra striking accents. The rudder is a well-designed detail, and technically a play feature too. It actually moves left and right, which is always a nice functional touch. At the front, there's a hatch with a handle where you can store items, even a minifigure if you want. And this is a true highlight. The legendary treasure chest with 8 gold coins, topped by that equally iconic printed treasure map tile and a golden goblet. The windows are definitely worth mentioning too. Yellow frames with white shutters. They're beautiful, fitting accents. More yellow will be added to the ship later on, giving it a somewhat regal and luxurious look. What I'm building here is the front section, and this part, the wedge plate 8x8 with 4x4 cutout, appears in only one other set, so it's quite rare. And then there's the iconic parrot, used here as a decorative statue, also a rare piece. This yellow version was only included in 3 sets, so that's 2 fairly rare parts you definitely want to make sure are included if you're buying this set. "1989 was a milestone year for LEGO. The launch of the Pirates theme introduced an entirely new world. Until then, it was mostly knights, police, and space. The Clipper represents the Blue faction, the Imperial soldiers, the first official enemies of the pirates. They're historically based on the 18th century French and Spanish colonial navies. I still have to build the deck and attach the impressive sails, but I can already take a quick measurement of the total length, because it really is quite striking. I'm getting about 45 centimeters in length, and roughly 14 centimeters in width. The build overall is relaxing and fun to do, with a few tricky parts that require a bit of puzzling with the smaller elements. But there's enough variation in the build. It's definitely not boring. I actually find it a bit challenging too, and besides the many plates, there are also quite a few slope bricks, even some arch bricks, cones, and hinges. Here I'm building the deck, which once again features that beautiful yellow color as a nice accent. And as the centerpiece, there's a mast placed in the middle, attached to a black bracket, complemented by some blue bricks and the steering wheel. The design here is solid, well thought out, everything fits together nicely with no visible gaps. And apparently there was still budget left for decoration, because I even see 2 trans-clear plates. Unfortunately, they didn't include any for the space guns on the sides, which is a pity. There are some handy compartments here where you can store the cannonballs, and there are also a few connection points available where you can attach weapons. Apart from that, the interior is quite minimalistic, but I actually think it looks really good. And for me, the best part is still to come. The finishing touches with the beautiful sails and flags. For that, I've still got these parts. Very recognizable and commonly found in various pirate sets from that era. This particular piece appears in 17 sets, and you really want to check if the clips are still intact. These parts are used to attach the sails, and normally you have to piece them together yourself using various plates. But in this case, I found them already assembled in the box. And finally, there's the original rope. You can immediately feel that it's not a reproduction, but an original piece. It's a full meter long, and I can see it hasn't been cut, which is something many people tend to do. So now it's just a matter of putting everything together, and then it's completely finished. When attaching the sails, you do need to be a bit careful so the holes don't tear. And here it is, the full ship in all its glory. I think it looks truly impressive, and the total height is just over 40 centimeters. So as the little brother of the Black Seas Barracuda, I'd say this is a more than successful result. Apart from a few minifigures, everything is still in good condition with no damage. The ship has plenty of play features, and you can easily play with it without parts constantly falling off. The ship doesn't float on water, but it sails perfectly over carpets, beds, tables, or kitchen floors. LEGO 6274 Caribbean Clipper is not a mega flagship, but it is a set with soul, style, and function. The solid structure, unique sails, historical charm, and play features make this one of the most timeless models in the entire Pirates line. And not many sets can claim that. This isn't a toy, this is heritage. Let me know what you think of this set in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It's free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.